Who will win the week ahead? It's a simple test. 1 week from today, who can it be said that the election has been about over the last week? Let's make this a week about Donald Trump. This is the warning. It's February 5th, 2024. There are 274 days, 9 months exactly, until Americans decide who the next president of the United States will be. And that choice will come down between President Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Though the overwhelming majority of the country does not want the rematch, it is the choice at hand. And what it will mean is something very simple. One of those two men will be president of the United States for 2 terms. And the difference between those second terms, the second term of a Biden presidency and a Trump presidency, are as profound as any difference that there has ever been in the choice Americans will make. Donald Trump stands for a proposition that is radical and simple. What he proposes to do is to unravel, blow up, deconstruct the American Revolution itself. What Donald Trump seeks to do is become an American Caesar, our first dictator, a man who asserts that I am above the law. I am unequal above the people. That the idea, the notion of a government of the people, by the people, for the people is passé. It doesn't fit in the complicated world, because in this world of danger and conspiracy behind every turn and corner, only one man can protect us. That man, the strong leader, the wisest, the smartest, the strongest, he can protect the interests of his faction, his side. And the price is simple. Obedience. That's all that's required. Submission. It's them against the world. It's a movement fueled by grievance, by resentment, by anger. It's an ideology of the loser that looks around and says, everything that's wrong in the world is someone or something's fault, beyond my power, beyond my control, beyond my agency. That's what Trumpism is. It is the philosophy of the victim. It is the religion of the loser. And it is fundamentally and absolutely un-American. Donald Trump sits ahead of a toxic ecology. It includes many components, many parts. One of its leaders, chief spokespersons, and a person who has been speculated, ludicrous as it may sound, as a potential vice president for Donald Trump, is Tucker Carlson. Where is Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson is in Moscow. Why is Tucker Carlson in Moscow? Why is he in the capital of a country that is waging an illegal war against a European neighbor, where it has killed hundreds of thousands of people and kidnapped tens of thousands of Ukrainian children, stealing them from their families and shipping them east? Why is Tucker Carlson in a country whose army has engaged in the criminal rape of Ukrainian women, from children to grandmothers? Why is Tucker Carlson in the capital of a country that is an enemy of the United States? Why is it that Tucker Carlson feels at home in a country whose government hates the American government. Vladimir Putin is an enemy of truth, of liberty, and freedom. He has assassinated his political opponents all over the world. He is a man of violence and cruelty and aggression who dreams of a restoration of the Soviet Empire. And the former Fox News superstar is where? He's in Moscow. And maybe that is his credential and the reason he's speculated about, including by top members of Donald Trump's team, as a potential Trump vice presidential candidate. The stakes in the election could not be higher 274 days out. And this much is clear. Whatever other story you may read, the one story that matters is this. The United States military struck 85 different targets across 7 locations in Iraq and Syria, directly targeting soldiers and officers of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. Will the war that began on October 7th escalate beyond its current state? If it does, the issue that will matter the most 274 days from today is the war that's just beginning. This is an important moment for the world and for the United States. Everywhere we look, there is a mountain of nonsense to behold. Everywhere, there is a politician doing something stupid, doing something dishonest. But none of that changes the central fact of this moment. And that is, the moment will be defined by the events, not by the personalities. And the world is at a hinge. There is war in the air in the Middle East and in Europe. And no matter what American politicians may say, the simple truth of the matter is wars in Europe and wars in the Middle East are inescapable for the United States. This is a serious moment in the country. And as we begin this week, 9 months from Election Day, Joe Biden is ahead in the race. Donald Trump is flailing. But both men are ready to face one another. They are each the de facto nominees of their party, and the general election has begun. For the first time in months, the election presently is about Trump, his criminality, his insanity, and his behavior. Who will win the week ahead? It's a simple test. 1 week from today, who can it be said that the election has been about over the last week? Has it been about Donald Trump and his madness? Or has it been about Joe Biden? Has the propaganda wave swallowed him up again? For the first time in a long time, President Biden is on offense. He should keep it that way. The season at hand requires that he pummel Donald Trump, and he do it every day. There are no days to lose in this election. It's a simple test. If the election is about Trump, he loses. If it's about Biden, he loses. Let's make this a week about Donald Trump. Thank you for listening to my political commentary. If you like what you heard today, please also consider subscribing to The Warning, daily newsletter on Substack. Our democracy hangs in the balance. The 2024 presidential election is the most consequential in America's history. It's not hyperbole, it's a fact. That is why the mission of The Warning with Steve Schmidt is to help readers orient, to the currents that are shaping our times and the unseen forces driving politics that are very rarely discussed on cable news. Please sign up at Steve Schmidt, SteveSchmidt.substack.com. Again, SteveSchmidt.substack.com, or at the link in the show notes section below. Thank you to each and every one of you for listening and watching.